So, welcome to the version 2 of the Shearwater Overlay components for Telemetry Overlay. If you have installed the previous version, we'll talk briefly about that. And if you haven't installed it before, these instructions should be sufficient so that you can get installing your overlay components on top of the Shearwater Overlay or the Telemetry Overlay application that we assume that you have already purchased. So to begin, we will start by downloading the zip file that's in the details of this video. You get this, and you'll just want to download the zip file. All right, so once it is downloaded, for me, I just double click the zip file, and in here there is an Excel spreadsheet. What we want to do is copy this, and in our documents folder, there should be a custom office templates folder. If you have the previous version of the overlay components installed, you'll want to go ahead and delete this Format Shearwater Excel template and paste in the new one. This is a macro-enabled template, so there's a couple things we need to do differently on this one. So the first thing we'll do is make sure that we can use it. So go to right-click and go to Properties, and choose this Unblock. Press OK. Next thing we want to do is open up the template itself, and we need to change some permissions within Excel so that we can use this. Once you've got this open, go to File, Options, go to Trust Center, go to Trust Center Settings at the right-hand side, and go to Macro Settings. We want to enable VBA macros and check these two check mark boxes. Press OK, and we can actually close this. We'll come back to it soon. We're back at our Windows Explorer, and I just go back twice, which brings me back to the contents of the zip file. And I want to copy all of the other items in here except the Excel template. So I press Control and unhighlight that and copy, and it's probably going to give me a warning. Press OK. I want to copy this. And the next thing we want to do is go to our Telemetry Overlay install directory, which is generally in the program files directory. And Telemetry Overlay, and in the resources. And here, just right click and choose Paste. It's going to give me a warning saying, hey, there's some files that are duplicate. Yes, replace them. And this requires administrative privileges, so I want to do this for all the current items. Click Continue. Once that's in place, we are ready to develop or enhance one of our diving videos. So I'll close all of this and I will open up Telemetry Overlay. We'll load the video. Actually, before we do that, we will download the a dive. And so I'm going to download 2069. So I've opened up Shearwater Cloud, highlighted 2069, then click on the file, and I want to download it as a CSV. And I keep all of my dives in my dives directory. I'm not fond of how Shearwater Cloud has named these, so I take off the computer that I'm using and take off one of the extensions that seems to be duplicated. 2069, save. And I'll open up the file location. So when I double click the 2069, Excel should open up. And in this video, we're going to implement what we will hopefully always be using, which is where the computer, my Shearwater computer, is set to sample every 2 seconds. So you notice that the time on this first column is 02468, which means the computer is logging every 2 seconds what is going on. So once we have this, we'll do Control A to copy all the contents. I did Control A, copy, and then I want to create a new document. So go New, and if I go down to Personal, there should be a Format Shearwater. When I open up the Format Shearwater, a new menu item called Enhance will be there. So the first thing we'll do is we'll paste the contents from the previous CSV here. And then I go to Enhance. Now, because we have logging every 2 seconds, all we need to do is format the data for our telemetry overlay to work with it. So I'm going to click on the Format Data, and it gives me a little dialog of what it's doing. It's going through and formatting all of the lines so that we can use it with the telemetry overlay. Once that is done, we'll go to File, Save As, Browse. We'll go to our dives directory, and we want to change this to save it as a CSV also. And because I'm lazy, I'm going to click on the original file name, but I'm going to take the date timestamp off and just leave the dive number, 2069. Okay. Go ahead and close both of these files. And we can go to Telemetry Overlay. Within Telemetry Overlay, we'll load the video. And I'm using a sample file that doesn't take long to load. But it's too long for even this video, so I'm going to skip the optimization of it. And for this file, there isn't any telemetry data that's embedded into the file, so it says load telemetry files. So here we will go to our dives directory and choose the 2069 that we just created. All right, so in this video, we have the telemetry data loaded. So we will add the computer. So you click on Patterns down at the bottom left and go Load Pattern. We don't have anything there, but we'll go load. And we go to the Telemetry Overlay install directory. So the program files, Telemetry Overlay, resources, and there are a bunch of different computers. We will look at the Black Perdix, for example. We'll load that. And we have our telemetry overlay installed, or we have the computer showing our what the dive computer would be showing. There are some times that you would need to sync your telemetry, the computer log with the video. How you do that is go to sync telemetry, and then down at the bottom, you can do the offset slider. And so as you are looking at your dive and you're looking at your computer, you can match up information that coincides with the information, like the deepest part of your dive or the beginning of your dive or whatever. And so we'll make a simple change to this so that we can show one other feature. As part of the new release, we are emulating Shearwater's time mechanism, which is hours and minutes for the time, and then for the seconds, it's a status bar underneath the word time. But as we make changes to the as we sync the telemetry changes, the time is not going to match. And so what we find is as we go through and we get to the minute mark, for example, we'll start here at 53. If you'll notice at the bottom left on the computer, the time is about at the beginning of the end. So it's about 30 seconds off. You'll see that it goes 57, 58, and then the time will change to 1, but the taskbar, the status bar doesn't change. So we want to sync that up. So to do that, we go back to the minute mark. So I went to the minute mark and then go to edit gauges, and there's one called seconds calibration. So you click on seconds calibration and click on the show gauge, and it is set at 33. We are at the minute mark, but the seconds, this is actually at 33. So what we'll do is we'll click on the seconds status bar and we'll go down to the resync. Now this is going to be 33 plus or minus 1. So I don't know which one it really is. So we'll start off with 33 and we'll change this, or scroll back a little bit to watch and see what happens. So as it goes across, it looks like it synced up exactly. Perfect. So then we can go to seconds calibration and scroll to the very top, and we want to hide that gauge by clicking the eye visibility. Once that's in place, we are ready to export. So if you click on the export, I always change mine to the highest video quality and render speed. And I change this to 2069. so I know which video is the raw one, which one has the overlay. Press save, and I click export. Once I'm exporting it, I am ready to publish that, to show my dive friends the dive I made and how deep I was when I saw these particular things. I'm not going to wait for this to render. Just take some time. I will have another video that I will show the if you have a old dive log where you are using the default sampling rate of 10 seconds. If you want your dive log to be a little more responsive, instead of pausing and not doing anything for 10 seconds, I've created a part of the overlay component so that you can see items move more frequently. There will be a link for that video in the details of this, in the description of this video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask through the group, through the comments. I'm sure other people might have those same questions. Thank you.